Well, we were here at the Monkey's Bar right next door. 10 minutes before we were passing by the Constellation and spoke with friends, acquaintances of a friend who was going there, and everything was going well. We were having a good evening, like any New Year's Eve in the end, and then...
Hey!
Well, we were here at the Monkey's Bar right next door. 10 minutes before we were passing by the Constellation and spoke with friends, acquaintances of a friend who was going there, and everything was going well. We were having a good evening, like any New Year's Eve in the end, and then we received a call from a friend who was clearly in a panic on the phone, and she told us that there had apparently been some kind of detonation. And when we arrived, there was already a substantial emergency response that had been deployed, and they'd arrived very quickly, from what I understood. It was quite an impressive sight to see. People lying on the ground being massaged, people coming out who are visibly burned. It's not a very pleasant sight to behold. I'm not sure if, in any case, personally, I didn't grasp what was unfolding. No, one doesn't truly comprehend what's taking place, and I'm not sure if, at that very moment, anyone could fully grasp exactly what was occurring, to be completely honest. This is so incredibly impressive, really. And above all, you know, I was born here, I've lived here my whole life, and we've truly never seen anything quite like this. This place is usually more of a party resort, a really lively one, and an event like this is completely unheard of. It's an institution, Crans-Montana. I'm going to repeat the words that have been said a lot these past few days on TV, but I believe it's the right term. It's a bar where we used to meet up. So in between the seasons, there's also what we refer to as the off-season. And for us, the locals, it's true that when everything is a bit closed down and it's no longer the summer season or the winter season, we would regularly gather there, you know, simply to get together amongst ourselves, to share a drink. We also knew the staff very well, some of whom became good friends over time. So it's an institution, I can't really describe it as anything else. We used to be there quite often. It's true that in winter it's a very lively spot as well. There are always lots of people, but it's also often a place where we'd have a sort of pre-drink before heading somewhere else. It's, it's a bar where we really like to gather before perhaps moving on to other bars that close later or elsewhere in the resort. But all in all, it's a warm and friendly bar. That's really all I can say about it.
So, this story starts at a New Year's Eve party inside a bar in Crans, Montana. People are celebrating. Music's loud, champagne bottles, sparklers, the whole thing. And then it happens. A spark hits the sound-absorbing panels on the ceiling, the kind made from plastic foam, and they catch fire almost instantly. From that moment, the fire spreads fast, like faster than people can react. And this is where things get really tragic. More than 110 people are injured. Many of them don't just have burns, they have life-threatening burns. Doctors at Luzon University Hospital say some adults and children have burns covering over 60% of their bodies. 60%. When burns reach that level, you're not just treating skin anymore. Doctors are worrying about organ failure, infections, smoke inhalation, and toxic fumes from the burning plastic. Some victims might need extensive skin grafts. Recovery isn't measured in weeks, it's measured in months, even years. And meanwhile, outside the bar, chaos. New video shows people trapped at the only exit from the lower level. Flames are pouring out behind them, people are screaming, and there's this sense of pure panic because there's just nowhere to go. Fast forward to the next day, and the town looks completely different. Hundreds of people gather outside Le Constellation. They're lighting candles, laying flowers, hugging each other, crying. You can literally see the shock on their faces. This wasn't just a fire. It was a community-wide trauma. So, what went wrong here? Well, sparklers were being waved inside a packed bar, and right above people's heads were flammable acoustic panels. Once those caught fire, things escalated too quickly for anyone to control. And this combination, indoor fireworks, low ceilings, flammable soundproofing, we've seen it before, and it almost always ends badly. Right now, doctors are still fighting to save lives. Investigators are trying to figure out exactly how this happened. and a town is trying to process something that changed it forever.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.